everyone. Thanks for joining us. This is a homework video for the first week in December and also the monthly December homeworks. So tonight I'm Lisa from Shady Tree Stitches and we have Ninny Nat Stitches.
Hello.
So it's actually the evening of Monday, the 30th of November here in Australia. But for you guys, it'll be the morning over the other side of the world when you see this. So we thought we'd jump in now that all the homeworks are released and tell you about the main groups we talk about, which is School of Magical Stitches, the Cross Stitches Journal and Daily 30, Crystal Academy, Semi-Sane, and we're also going to give you a little bit of an update on the No New Starts 2021 group. So stay with us, grab a coffee. It could be a little bit long because there's a lot to cover, but we'll try and be as speedy as we can.
Yes.
All right, well, first up, as always, is the School of Magical Stitches and Literature, and we are heading into the last book. So we get to see what happens to the Kingdom Keepers. So for this week, the first whip says you need to stitch on a whip that is at least 3 years old.
Well, I finished at the start of this year, I finished my oldest whip, and I actually don't have any whips that are 3 years old, that are older than 3 years old. So I'm going to need to stitch penalty stitches. Now I understand the prompts are 200 stitches at
Yes.
each, so penalty will be 300 stitches.
So there's 5 prompts at 200 stitches this week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, my plans for this week or for December is actually to join in the Virtual Stitches Sammy J's event of Finish That Stitch December. So I am working on all the whips that I think I have some hope in hell of finishing in December.
Cool.
I don't expect to finish them all. So it just happens that this one is one of my old relics, so it's definitely more than 3 years old. So I will be working to try, and in fact 200 stitches may actually finish that cat off. So
Oh,
that's pretty exciting. So that's
yeah.
my first one I'm going to do. The next one is a whip that is something to do with the prom. And if you have no idea about a prom, there is a link there to give you some idea.
That's right. So I grew up in country Australia, and one of the country Australian traditions is to do a debutante ball, which is a lot like a prom. And my prom theme, my Deb theme, was garden. So I'm going to stitch on the Linen and Threads 2020 sale because it has lots of potted plants and trees and flowers.
Like would be decorating the prom.
That's right, in urns. So yes.
Well, and I should say, I have not done any preparation for tonight's video whatsoever, other than knowing what my 20 whips are that I'm going to choose between. So this just came to my mind when you're talking about prom. Prom is one of the nights where you stay out late. And here in Australia, when you have your year 12 formal, you go to pre-formal drinks, you do the actual formal, and then you go to post-formal drinks.
Boy, do you.
So, and most of the fun's the post-formal. But anyway, so I thought I might stitch on just one more stitch before bed because there would be my mummy waiting up for me to come home from my post-formal drinks.
Yes.
So that's my take on that one. Okay, the next one I need to write down my list. The next one is something that has bugs or spiders in it.
Okay, I'm going to stitch on my Linen and Threads again because it's got moths. It's butterflies and moths. And some people don't like moths, and you would find moths inside caves.
And I'm going to copy you and do the same thing, be really boring because my alternatives are all Halloween stitches and like Halloween's been and gone. So, and I need to finish my Linen and Threads because I've already dated it 2020.
Yes, TikTok.
Yeah, and it's going to be a really good way, I think, to remember this crazy year.
Yes.
All right, something that has a treasure in it.
Okay, I am stitching on a brand new chart that was released just the other weekend. I'm going to stitch on Joyo Noel, and it's got 5 golden rings on it, and they are precious. That would be the treasure.
I'm trying to think with my collection in front of me. which you can't see.
Mm.
A treasure, a treasure, a treasure. No treasures there, no treasures there, no treasures there. I don't know if there's any treasures here.
You could always stitch on Joy O Noel.
No, I can't because it's not on my list.
Oh, no.
No, seriously, if I'm going to have any hope of finishing, I've got 20 whips here that are on my list to try and finish this year, if at all possible. So unfortunately, they're just all laid out on the table and my brain is going over time, trying to see if there's anything to do with a treasure because I do not do penalty stitches. It is not. Ha. Yes.
What have you found?
I have found. Come, let us adore him. And it has treasures on
It
it,
does.
as in like beads and treasures.
Beads and treasures.
So,
But don't forget that the three kings brought their gifts, their precious gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
okay, you are correct there. And somewhere around here, there is one that is nativity. So I
Okay.
I'll do the nativity. Thank you. That's a
You'll
better
do a
idea.
nativity. Well, there we go. There's a great idea for that prompt.
Is this my nativity? Let's have a look. Yes. Thank you, Natalie. There we go.
You're very welcome. Oh.
Yep, there they are. Three kings. All right. So that is the end of the weekly for the magical stitches. And
No, there's one more. One more. Yes.
Oh, no.
There's a
yes.
with
Sorry.
a
I forgot about it because I've already solved that one. All right. Have you got a chicken?
Yes. There's
What's
3 French hens on Joy O Noel.
Excellent. 3
So
French hens.
if anybody's got the 12 days of Christmas in their whip list, that's a good one to do for that prompt.
That definitely is a good one to do. Well, I don't know if that's a chicken. It looks like a chicken. Does that look like a chicken sitting on top of the horse?
It's chicken-ish.
But even if it's not a chicken, this one has a chicken.
Sure does.
So my farmhouse Christmas, I'm doing it all as one. So I can work on my farmhouse Christmas to get rid of the chicken.
Yay.
Okay, so there you go. That's the weekly done. Now it's done. I'm not lying anymore. Which moves us through to the monthly. So as far as I know, Magical Stitches weeklies are still going to happen. I'm not sure till when, but through to December. I think from memory, the last week got a bit quieter because we needed to get marking done. But for the moment, there'll still be a few more weeks of prompts, which is great for those of us who need to be told what to stitch. Okay, so the monthly this month is another one of their favorite spell outs. And it's a big one.
It's curly.
Whew. Kingdom Keepers. 100 per letter.
Yes.
14 letters.
Yes.
There's 2 Ks. There's 3 E's. So is it anything in the piece that starts with it?
Well, I am stitching on Anzac by Long Dog Samplers, and I can fit everything into Anzac. Do you want me to go through?
Yes, please.
Okay. K for kangaroo. We've got at least 3 kangaroos on that whip. I for insect, many insects. N for Ned Kelly. G for goanna. D, this one was tricky, but in the middle of Australia is a desert.
Ah, yes. But there's also a dog.
Oh, of course, a dog. There's a couple of dogs.
Yep.
Oh, this one was tricky, but there is an open cage. M, there's marsupials. K for koala. E for eye. We've got lots of eyes. E for echidna. P for penguin. Another E. Ned Kelly is bending at the elbow.
Is there also an emu?
No,
No? Okay.
there is no emu.
Bummer.
R for raven. There are always ravens on long dog samplers.
Mhm.
And S for snake. Kingdom keepers.
Well, that would get you 3,000 bonus stitches for doing the entire prompt on one piece. 3,000 bonus stitches that will go, I imagine, towards one of the team events that still needs to get opened.
Yes.
And you also have the option, if you can just do one of the words, either one, it's 1,000 bonus stitches.
That's right.
So it's always worth trying to do the bonus.
Mm-hmm.
However, I normally would. So like I would be like you and going, yep, Anzac all the way. But I am focusing on these 20 whips.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I've got things that I'm also trying to finish off this month. So if I can kind of tick away at it over the next month, maybe one prompt a day, 100 stitches a day on Anzac, I could possibly do it.
Definitely. You might
It's
be able
achievable.
to.
It's achievable.
Well, I'm just thinking, sorry, back to my yawning because it's like late at night on a Monday. Just thinking what's jumping out of my head, because you don't know what all these whips are other than
No.
the ones I flicked up. But K for king, as in we three kings from the Nativity.
Mm-hmm.
I would be insects from the linen and threads.
Mm-hmm.
N, night in just one more stitch.
Yes. G.
A girl. There's
Yes.
bound to be a girl.
There are girls.
There'll be a girl in one of them. I'll find which one.
D. Do you have any daisies or dogs?
There's dogs in Farmhouse Christmas. But
Okay.
just let me look at, I haven't got the picture for this one. It's in my retreat bag. Hold on. I could just look at it. It's almost finished, except I haven't done, would you call these flowers? Can you see them? Are they?
Yeah, they're daisies.
Yeah, so I could
They're
do
daisies.
daisies. All right, we'll do daisies in my beach cottage. Oh,
If
actually, no, I can do better than that. As I said, it's like this smorgasbord of 20 whips in front of me. Where is its friend? It's very close to that one. Very close to that one, but I've just got to find it. Where is it hiding? I have another one. This is a more obvious daisy. Surfside Cottage.
Oh, yes.
They're definitely daisies, so we'll make that one Surfside
Yeah.
Cottage. I mean, it's only 100 stitches, but if I can double dip it.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, have you got any oranges?
I've got orange pumpkins.
Mm-hmm. Open doors or open windows?
There's a boat. No open
Got
door.
oars?
No, it doesn't have oars.
No.
Anything on linen and threads with an O?
Um,
Nope, got it. Got it. Ornament.
ornament.
Ornament, because I'm quite sure on these trees there will be ornaments.
I can see them right in that middle
Yep,
one.
there you go.
Mm.
Ornament. That's good. See, it's good to work through this.
Yeah.
I miss it in the weeks when we don't get videos done because I haven't prepared. Okay, Christmas trees. M.
Mm. Have you got a mother?
Yes,
You've
I
got a
do.
mother that's stitching, waiting and
Yes,
stitching.
yes, thank you. Another K. We've already had a king. There's 3 kings though.
Yeah.
So I think I could do the next king because it's got to be different. You can't use the same thing. But if there's 2 of something in it, so yeah,
Is there a knight? A KNIGTHT?
no.
No.
But that's a great idea. That's all right. I don't have anything else, I don't think, in
Do
this.
you have anything with a dinner setting where you would have a knife?
Let me have a look because I have do re mi which has tea with jam and bread, but have they buttered the jam and bread? No, they
Yeah.
haven't.
Ah,
Well, I mean, yes, they have, but there's no
have they
knife buttering it.
sliced it?
Yeah, there's nothing with the K,
No.
but that's okay. I'm
Mm,
I'm happy to go a second king. Now we're going to come up with three E's. Well, E's is easy because we can do eyes in something. There's plenty of eyes. There's ears
yes.
and there's elbows, but I don't seem to have, oh, yeah, elbows. Okay. So my only elbow, I think, would be this one in my do re mi. She's got an obvious elbow.
Very obviously.
So
Oh, 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 and
what?
she's got knees.
And she's got knees. There you go. All right. That will save us from having to have a problem. All
Yes.
right. Do, re, mi. Okay. We've got to do a P, an R, and an S.
P.
Pumpkin, pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Because, let me just show you. See, you're getting like my whole plans here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we've got in my automation, there's little pumpkins.
There are
And there's
pumpkins.
a raven.
There's a raven.
There you go. Pumpkin and raven.
Mm-hmm.
And then S.
Have you got shells on
Yes, yes, I do.
side one?
Yes, good job. Shells on my beach cottage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is Magical Stitches. Now, with Magical Stitches, they have asked that you put your WIP album in for preparation next year. Those
That's
who
right.
those who are in Harry Potter will remember that we had to list 10 or 20 WIPs, and occasionally Crazy Headmistress would randomly go work on WIP number 13. So we have to put them in, but we have to organize them into 3 different sizes. There's small, which is very tiny, and then there's medium, and then there's large.
Yes.
So you've got to list them in the different sizes. And sorry, my kids are distracting me because they're not going to bed like they should be. Um, 3 different sizes with that WIP album. But the good thing is you can prepare your WIP album for that. And you can also then double dip at that album in our No New Starts 2021,
That's right.
which is coming fast upon us. And when we launched it in like July or whenever it was, it seems so long away.
It's weekend after next.
Yes. So because of that, we are actually closing the group to new members in a few days. The
That's
5th
right.
of December, we will
Mhm.
be closing it to new members. So if you have any friends that have been thinking about if they want to join or not, tell them to join. It's easy to drop out because we
Yeah.
will not be accepting new members after that date.
No, it's not fair to the members that are already there if people come in halfway through the challenge.
Yep. So unfortunately, you won't be able to participate in any of the challenges to do with the group if you haven't joined the group and answered all 4 questions by the 5th of December.
That's right.
That's for Joni. The second one is that our WIP list is due by the 13th of December. And that's because we need time to go through, and we will be using that WIP list as your basically your registration in the main challenge.
That's right.
So if you have a WIP list and all the WIPs have a picture, by the 13th, you will be entered automatically in the main challenge of No New Starts.
Yep.
If you don't have a WIP list, that's fine. We know you're a supporter and you're playing along for the other parts of the things, but not the main challenge, and that is perfectly fine. But please notice that if you do not have your WIP list and a photo or a holding photo for everything by the 13th, you won't be entered in that main challenge. And there's no coming in late and saying on the 16th, oh, can I get it done now? No, you have to do it by the 13th. That date has been published since we published the rules.
1st of September.
There
It's
you
been
go.
around a long time.
Yep. But we need the WIP list. If you finish something between then and the end of the year, you are able to message us and adjust that list and cross things off so that we can see they're crossed off. That's not a problem. If you have not done your 200 stitches minimum for anything yet, that is not a problem. Put the cover photo in, or put a photo of your fabric or something, or a piece of paper that says This is Teresa Wentzler's peacock. Um, just put something in its place so that then you can add your 200 stitches by the end of the 31st.
That's right.
And we will be checking. We're going to have a very busy New Year's. The admin team checking all these albums, and we thank so many of you for joining up and participating, because we've got so many more than we planned originally, but thank you for that.
Yeah.
And also, if you are still wanting to make a donation of money or goods, please go ahead and do so as soon as possible. We would really appreciate that, because we're looking forward to a lot of fun things. But Nellie and I, and maybe some of the others, might do another video closer to the end of the year to tell you about all the fun things to do with No New Starts 2021. But
Yes.
we just wanted to let you know that the WIP list can double up with magical stitches if you wanted to.
At this stage, magical
Yes.
stitches do allow you to add whips to your your stitching, which is fine, but you can't use, after you've submitted the whip list for No New Starts, you can't use the new magical stitches one when you've started adding things to it.
Yes. After the 13th, that is what you are committed to for the new year. And if you fail, that's fine. That's part of
Yeah,
the fun. You
yeah,
just jump, but we'll tell you more about that later.
yeah.
Okay. Next group we want to talk about is Crystal Academy.
Hooray! We had
Me
a
again.
great fun time with the Shrouders and Prowlers game, and that's come to an end. How did you go, Lisa?
I was a shrouder,
Mm-hmm.
so I was hiding, and it started off pretty good.
Yeah.
But the problem is that when we got found, because of shrouders, we couldn't move. So when I could see someone coming and I wasn't smart enough to think of the strategy that you used, um, we couldn't move until we'd been revealed. And by the time we were revealed, then they landed on us. And then we went to battle, and they get 2 goes and we get 1 go. So our whole,
Statistically, it was very difficult.
yeah. So I enjoyed just stitching 400 a day and staying put and not having to think. That was really good.
Yeah.
That worked for me. What about you?
I survived right to the end,
Oh, good job.
luckily. Yeah, somebody did discover me, but one of the things with the whole way through with the Crystal Academy is the emphasis on teamwork and team communication. Um, and unfortunately, the team communication for my opponent, just something must have happened and they didn't alert the person who landed on me that I had started the battle, and she timed out.
Which was very
So
lucky for you.
so I was so stressed out. And we were able to survive. There were a few close calls, and so we managed to have our shrouded players lapse their shrouds
Mhm.
to then have their stitch to be revealed, and then they submitted their stitches to be able to move.
Mm.
So they were able to move and rehide, and that gave us a chance to scuttle out of the way. So that was it was a different strategy for
Mm.
how to play.
And if I had have thought about that strategy a day earlier than I thought of it when I spoke to you, I would have been able to scuttle out of the way. But
Yes.
unfortunately, I didn't. So it's okay.
Yeah. So now that Shrouders and Prowlers is finished, we've got exams.
Final exams. Um, and basically, you are going to be stitching your response to the question, and there's a couple of questions. It's an individual thing, but as usual, it's a team thing. So the final amount of dorm points. So every individual contributing to the dorm, because each dorm has strong stitches, medium stitches, weaker stitches, and they're all, fairly even.
Mm.
We did go through at the beginning, and we actually cross-checked and went, oh yeah, actually, it's been really well done. They spread them evenly. Um,
Yeah, they
so
did
that's one
such
thing I really
a
liked
great
about it.
job. Mm.
Yeah. So well done to you, um, coordinators of that.
Caitlin and Hannah and Lucy, well
Yeah.
done.
So basically, even if you just do 100 stitches for each class, you're going to get 15 points for your dorm. So it's worth everyone trying to do something for them. And you've got till the 7th, I think. Oh, 7th of December. Okay. So your final exam question: defense against devious spells. Um, Everyone's person's healing aura is a reflection of themselves. Some emit warmth while casting Invocacy. Others will comfortably, I clicked on it. Others will comfortably chill the air whenever they use Mendigo. There's anecdotal reports that certain scents, such as cinnamon or marshmallows, permeate the air while casting their smell. Explain why your whip corresponds to your expression of Invocacy.
Oh, sorry.
So
I've just realised I've got Facebook open in the background and
that's
I've
okay.
just got a little bing bong message. There we
Went
go.
bing bong.
Sorted out.
So
It was
you've
actually
got it.
one of my Crystal Academy teammates. Hi, Teresa.
There you go. You're live. Well, not live, but
Not
almost
quite.
live. You're on air. Okay. Have to admit these might be cool to do live, but
Yeah, it would be great.
we'll work on
So
that.
Invocacy, it's about warmth
And creating the
and,
scent. So you're
and
heating something up.
yeah. So the thing that I use for warmth and atmosphere is my creativity. So I'm going along the lines of my creativity is my inspiration, and it's my personal brand, I guess you could say. And for that, I'm going to stitch on At the Met by Mirabilia. So she is dedicated to her craft and her creativity, and she's well rehearsed and well put together. And when the time comes to perform, she's ready, she's prepared.
Cool. And
Mm.
are you going to go for the 100, the 200, or the 400 stitches?
For that one, because I'm not going to be able to use her to double dip with anything else, it'll just be the lower limit, the lower number, so that I can move on to some of the others where I can really push it through.
All right, well, I'm going to do the scented option, and I'm going to double dip with my pumpkin scent.
Autumn spices.
Autumn spices and pumpkin scent for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm going to do for that one. All right, next one says, the reason I'm reading it all out is you sort of need the whole thing to make sense of it.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Practical enchantments. A common practice throughout mankind's history is locking away secrets or treasures, sometimes both. What is something you would capture by casting Captiform to capture and lock it away?
Whoa. So I would capture my true love's heart. And I would do this through an exchange of flowers and kisses so he wouldn't notice that I had captured his heart. And I would lock it away with a key.
Aha.
And I'm going to do, oh, she's hard to see, but I Give You My Heart by
That
Barbara
works.
Anna. There we are.
Ooh, well, I think I might be a bit obscure, maybe. Would it be wrong of me to capture baby Jesus and lock him away?
Well, that's what King Herod tried to do.
Yeah, well, so I think I'm going to capture baby Jesus and lock him away. If that's okay.
I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe it's the gold that the three wise men are giving him.
Yeah, let's go with the gold.
It might be better. Might be sacrilegious. I know. I can feel my priest going.
There's
Okay.
a little bit of fire and brimstone for you coming.
Yeah, let's not.
But
Okay. Scrying and self-improvement. When it appears that objects are misplaced, it could be an indication that the witch or wizard is out of balance. Perhaps they've lost focus or are having an overall rough patch. Stitch on something and explain how the subjects can bring your focus back.
sure. So to regain a focus after a period of stress and imbalance, I like to stitch on charts that are repetitive and predictable so I can enjoy the meditative experience of stitching. And I get that through Quakers.
Yep.
So I'm going to stitch on the Linen and Threads 2020 sale. So, yeah.
Well, I was having the same thought, but you stole it from me, so that's fine. I actually regain my focus, and you don't have this whip, or you would do the same thing. My singer-song sampler.
Oh, yes.
I regain focus by playing music or listening to music. So
Yep.
my singer-song sampler would bring my focus back. Okay, forensic studies for magical use. The preservation of materials and ingredients is tantamount in the academy, as well as real-world applications, as evidenced by the frozen frogs on the grounds. Frozen claws are more destructive, but Fikapimi is an important stepping stone to more advanced magic. Select and stitch on a pattern that could be a first pattern in a series, and how does what you select fit that?
You're going to love this one, Lisa.
Mm?
My friend is having a baby. It's her
Ah,
first baby. Hopefully, there will be more coming along. And my good friend Lisa from Paddock Lane Designs designed me something that I'm going to stitch for the baby.
the
We
precious
don't know,
baby.
we don't know the birth date or the name, but she's very precious baby that's coming next year.
Awesome. Well, that's true. And that's the first baby in a series, and it never know, it could be the first baby sampler of the type. I've got a few other ideas to do the same thing. I'm really enjoying the monochromatic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm looking
it's
forward to doing something with some variegated threads with that one.
all right. Well, I don't know if this is cheating because it is a series. I've got the spring, summer, autumn, and winter smalls,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to stitch the words.
Yes.
So I don't know if I do spring, summer, autumn, or winter, but I haven't done the actual words. I've done the other charts on them, most of them,
Oh, okay.
but I haven't done the full words yet. So I just have to decide which one comes first. For me, I normally start with summer
Well,
because our year
our first
starts in summer.
season. Yeah.
So, but then our first full season is actually autumn.
Mm.
So I would probably do summer or autumn for that reason, because that's how our upside down year starts down here.
Down under. Yep.
Yep. So there you go. Um, so yep. Let's go smalls. I'm writing them down at the same time, getting a good view of the top of my head today.
That's okay.
All right. The last one is technomancy. Explosions in a practical world come from a chemical reaction. Magic, however, has rules all on its own. What would you stitch on to bring the right emotion to cast either Ignitia or Oblitus, and why that one?
Ooh. Well, I am reserved. I'm a reserved person, and a well practiced student does not set uncontrolled fires or explosions. In order to create a focused and accurate flame for Ignitica, I would need to have a mindset of absolute concentration. And the whip for this sort of concentration and focus needs discipline. And a Quaker will do it. Failure to concentrate results in poor symmetry. And so I am going to stitch on Joyo Noel,
Cool.
Quaker. And I've talked about it a bit, and here it is.
Here it is. I love it.
Yes, it's lovely.
It's gorgeous. And it was a free pattern
Mhm.
available. I know there's a link on Virtual Stitches if you're on Virtual.
Yep,
Just look for Natalie.
yep. It's a free one through the Aurifil blog. So probably bash it into your favorite search engine and look for Joyeux, Joyeux, Noel, and Orophil, and you should find it.
Yeah. And if not, just we'll message us and we'll see if we can find it for you.
Yep.
All right. How do you feel about me working on this one? Because it's got the beach and the water.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually thinking the emotion being oblitus,
Oh.
which to me is more like erasing.
Mm.
And if I lie in the ocean, my body has no weight. I'm
Mm.
erasing all the stress and hassle out of my body, and I can make things disappear.
But oblitus was an explosion one.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I don't have anything to explode.
Do you have any whips with fires in them? That way you could have a Ignitica. But this is about the right emotion
Mm.
past Ignitica or oblitus.
Yeah, well, I can't float in water to
Anything,
light a fire or explode things.
is there any of your whips that you've got that are frustrating you, that you've been tempted to throw across the room?
Yeah, that's a good suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not really, maybe. There's one that possibly could be. Or the other thing you were saying about fires.
Passion.
Yes, fires and passion. And I love Christmas. So there's
Mm-hmm.
candles on the tree, passion.
Yes.
So probably the trees is the closest I can get to it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so there we are.
There we go. That's
So
Crystal
that's
Academy.
Crystal Academy. Now we go to, um, so Crystal Academy, you can still join.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point really necessarily doing anything because they're about to go to finals, but they're about to launch the next semester. So if you're interested, join up and just, cool your heels for a few weeks and read up and see what happens when they start whatever they're going to do for the next semester.
That's right. I understand they're going to be doing another student assessment for new players coming in
Hmm.
to join into the dorms, either to make new dorms or to fill in gaps for students where they've felt that it wasn't for them, or that they've got other priorities have come in.
Yeah, life. Why does
Like,
life get in the way of stitching? Geez.
I know, new jobs.
Yes. Anyway, okay.
Anyway, okay.
So that brings us to the closed group of the Daily 30 Cross Stitches Journal and Daily 30. What do you want to tell us about that one, Nat?
Oh, okay. So it's my turn to have a bit of a chatter about things. Here we go. So, Daily 30, we are in week 2, holiday week. This is a tag game where where we're given 10 keywords, and we have to tag at least 10 other stitches, or 10 other stitches, to use up our tags, and those stitches then have to stitch a whip that relates to the word that they've been tagged with. And so you can stitch as many tags as you would choose to.
Well,
And it is 200 stitches per tag.
200 stitches a tag. And the funny thing here is you can get really organized. Like we'll go through each tag and tell you what we might stitch for each tag, but you may not get tagged with that one at all.
No,
So it's a little bit tricky to get tagged, and you're allowed to tag 10 different people, and you get points for tagging 10 people. So I always jump on as soon as I can and tag 10 people because I know then I can tick that off and it's done.
yep.
I've ended up with 14 tags so far this week, and I haven't started yet, but it is only
That's okay.
Monday. All right, so what's the first one we got to look at?
The first one, so I'm just going in the order that I had
Sure.
kind of picked up from the tags that I'd received. Okay, so we've got crazy. What? You have
Crazy.
been tagged with crazy. I know you've been tagged with crazy, not by me.
I'm sure I've been tagged with crazy. That's okay. All right, I've got
Yes.
one. I've got a different one to show you. Crazy letters.
Oh my gosh, they're bonkers.
They're bonkers. So I would do Sampling Thanksgiving, Lizzie Kate, because it's
Look,
one of the ones I want to work on and it hasn't actually come up yet.
cool. Okay, I would say the noise of the drummers drumming and the pipers piping in my 12 Days of Christmas. Joyo Noel.
You're going to have this finished in no time.
Well, it's double dipping.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, I'm really like in two minds this month because part of me likes double dipping, but the other part of me wants to try and see how many I can get done. So we'll just see what comes to mind.
Yeah, see how it comes through. As it is, I've already stitched that one. So the Joyo Noel for Crystal Academy and for Magical Stitches, I have to do again. So I will get more done on that, which is fine. Okay, the next one I've got is score. What is your score?
Easy. Score as in I am scoring something.
Oh, it can be.
No, but as opposed to store. There's
Oh, yes.
store and there's score.
Well, yes, score.
Well, I think I'm going to score when I run and kick that goal.
Yes.
So do re mi.
Yes. Very
Easy.
good.
Yep.
I am stitching on a pattern by Veronique Enginger, which is in a book that I scored from my husband.
Okay. And as with anything, we are not experts or aficionados. This is just our opinion.
Yep.
It may or may not be appropriate, but it's just our opinion to say what we would like to try.
Yeah,
You know, see how you go. What do you got to lose? You've just done some stitches.
that's right. 200 stitches. And that's on a blue china alphabet. I can't show it to you because there is actually no stitched chart of that.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I'm just stitching off the pattern. The next one is cheap. What are you stitching on?
Ha! This is another one I haven't shown you. Where is it? Cheap. You can't get much cheaper than these.
Cheap like the budgie.
Cheap. Oh, it's T-A-P, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I know.
Stop
Big
confusing
gag.
me.
Gagging.
Oh, I'm going to be cheap and go and pick a gum nut off the tree.
Ah, look at those.
Aren't they
Little
cute?
freebies.
Little freebies. This is little gum nuts from Fuzzy Fox Design. So I think they're cheap. Like they're not. They're cute. But if I was to just walk to a tree and get them,
They'd be cheap. Yep. I'm using Joyo Noel because it was a freebie chart.
cool.
And I am stitching with floss from my stash. So it has cost me, and fabric from my stash, it has cost me nothing.
Wonderful.
Money. Money, money, money.
Money, 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 money.
No singing on Zoom.
I think we can sing on Zoom.
We can.
I think if I was going to buy a beachside cottage and a yacht,
Oh,
I would need money.
you would need lots of money.
Yeah. So
Yes.
there you go. Surfside Cottage is winning for that.
And my spring trio, which is a needle roll, a needle book, and a scissor fob, cost me a little more money than I was expecting. But that's okay because I'm loving stitching it. Coffee.
Yeah. Okay. I don't do coffee at all.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do you drink tea?
who says that's tea? It could be coffee.
Yeah.
I know it says tea, but coffee.
Could be coffee. Tea and coffee go together.
Yeah. What about you?
I am going to stitch on Blue China by Veronique Enginger, the Blue China alphabet, because there is definitely a coffee cup and a coffee pot.
Cool.
Black.
Black. Black does not appeal to me.
Mm.
I I don't know how creative it could be. It doesn't say we have to stitch in black threads.
No.
So my just one more stitch has a pretty black roof, plus it will be dark and black at night.
Ah, yes. Yes. I'm going to share my screen to show you my black. This is my Among Us whip because black
Black
is
everywhere.
sus. There's black everywhere, but black, this character here in the center, is sus.
Okay. It's usually red, but yep.
Usually red, black is sus too. Okay, crowd.
Crowd. See, you can see my brain turning over its
Yeah.
cogs.
Mm,
Um, you've almost seen them all now, by the way, if
okay.
anything comes to mind. Well, I actually think I might do my linen and thread cell because it
Oh,
has a whole bunch of crowded motifs all over it.
okay.
Yep.
Mm, yep. I could do, pardon me, linen. Oh, no, not linen and threads. You're doing linen and threads. I was thinking I might do Among Us.
Well, that's a crowd.
That's a crowd. But also, I had another idea. What was the other one? It came to me. Oh, yes, Joy Noel. Because with all of those birds and all of those dancers
Yep.
and maids and milking and
There's a
drummers and
crowd.
pipers, you've got a crowd. And I'm glad I've got two different whips where I can do a crowd
Mm.
because I've been tagged twice with crowd.
Now, on that, we don't have to do a different whip though.
No,
No,
you
but you
don't.
have to do different stitches, but not a different whip.
Oh, I'll have to check.
I don't think we do. I think it's fairly easy version.
Okay.
Sometimes there's those stipulations like in the Kingdom Keepers, but
Hmm. Oh,
yeah,
I can check. Hold
you
on.
check, you check. While you're checking, I have another option though that did come to mind and it's similar to yours. I
Okay.
could do my nativity because it was very crowded in the inn, and that is why Jesus had to be born in his manger in the stable. Plus, the stable was crowded because there was him and there was his mum and his dad, and there was the three wise men, and there was the shepherd, and there was all the animals, and then there was the angel, and there's a lot
There's
of
a lot of people in it. That's a lot of people in a little shed down the back
ex-
of the garden.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I could do that one too.
Okay. So the rules say if two different people give you the same prompt, you need to have a different tie-in for each
Yes. So
stitches.
you can use the same whip, but not the same. Okay. Oh, well, that's going to make things. Mhm. All
Yeah.
right. My
So,
money is fine because my Surfside cottage, I could buy the house and I could buy the yacht.
mm-hmm.
The score, do re mi, because I can make that goal when I'm running, and I could also notate the music score. And my other double up hasn't come up yet.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. So that was crowd early.
Okay. Well, this is my other double. So I think I will do, where is it? One more stitch because it's the early hours in the morning when you're doing one more stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think, I don't know, this could be pushing the friendship, but we haven't been able to make this fit anything else. Can I go for an early morning swim at the beach?
Sure you can, especially if it's a hot day.
Yeah. So there we go.
All
What
right.
about you?
Well, I have an Antarctic Santa. And at Christmas time, the sun doesn't even set at the South Pole. So early morning is all the morning. The alternative way of spinning that is that if Santa needs to get all of the presents ready, he needs to start work early in the year.
Plus, I'm not quite sure how Antarctica fits on the time zones, but it's every chance that Antarctica is one of the earlier ones he visits.
Could be.
Yep.
All of those scientists down at the stations.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, cool. What else?
Okay. We're drawing threads here.
We are.
Lines.
Lines. I've got to do 2 lots of lines.
Ooh.
So I think I'll just give you a sample. I think there's lots of lines on my farmhouse Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of lines on linen and threads,
Yes.
but there's another little one
What have
that
you
I
got?
haven't shown you yet.
What have you got? What have you got?
It's coming. It's called Fragments in Time.
Oh, yes. Look at those lines. And do you know what? That's like the prompt, like the whip that I'm using
Ah,
for my lines, where I've got a line of vines
oh,
around the subject. The last prompt for Daily 30 for the holiday week is store with a T.
yes, store. Well,
What have you got?
well, I could say that some of these buildings in the farmhouse Christmas are a store.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly a store in the terms of this one, for example, could be a store for food and
Yeah.
like a farm store, not a shop, but a store.
Yeah.
Or I could just go that I would like to go to a Christmas store and buy my trees.
Yeah. Okay. What have I got? I've not got a lot. Let's see. I think I would have to stitch on my Arnott's parrot
Mm,
because you buy the Arnott's biscuits in a store.
yeah.
That's about the extent of it.
Well, that's okay. You've got one.
I've got one. The other one could be my Antarctic Santa. Santa has a workshop, toy workshop. That would be like a store.
Mm,
Or kids go to the store to get inspiration for their Santa list.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. So that is Daily 30 done.
And there's no monthly. We just are doing 6 weeks of this, and every week's a different set of words. And it's really quite a lot of fun. And you
Yes.
control how much you put down to do. So I only got 14 because I didn't put my busy sign up and I got tagged lots of times. So that's fine though, because it's
That's fine.
probably, pretty good.
Yep. I got tagged 10 times
Mm.
and I'm about halfway through. So I'm nearly ready to open up again.
Mm.
Okay, last is semi-sane. It's our last of the closed groups. Again, it's a closed group. If you would like to join, you need to have a reference from an existing member.
You need to know what it's about and you need to have someone who's willing to be your referee, basically. And that's really good. They check.
Mm,
And it's great because it's keeping out riffraff and rabble and keeping it a really nice, safe group, which is
it's
important.
important.
Although they let some riffraff and rabble in because we're there, but that's okay.
Yeah, we got in before they put that rule in, right, Lisa?
That's right. So what are we going to do in semi-sane? Ooh,
Okay, so we're still on alphabet soup and we are up to X.
yeah, I pass. I've lost my alphabet soup whammy. It got too
Yeah,
hard.
yeah. I don't have an X as far as I know.
If you have an X-ray, a xylophone, there are whips out there that are called those things.
Yeah,
Um, that's
there
you know,
might be something that where the name of the design company is X Stitch.
or X-rated and subversive. I don't know.
Decorated. Yep.
Okay.
There are
Let's.
options. I don't have any.
Sorry, we're no
Yeah,
help.
no help. Choose my whippers on as well, I think. So that's where you offer up a couple of whips and you ask other people to vote on it. I've got enough going on right now. So,
Well, I'm the same, but you normally, it's a good one to do if you just want to dip your toe.
yeah,
And one of the things with semi-sane is they want you to be active and you need to do, I think it's one thing every 3 months or something. So
yeah,
choose my whip is a great one to do because you can actually keep putting the same 2 whips up and then they tell you what to work on. You've got to do a 500 stitch minimum during
yeah,
the week, which is not much. It's only 100 a day.
yeah. No, it's easy. What else have we got? We've got a Christmas and winter stitch along. I'm not too sure about that one. I think it would be fairly self-explanatory. You've got
Hold on, it had a whole bunch of rules. Give me a second.
rules.
Rules and things. Yeah, hold on, I found that
While you're
one.
looking at that, I will go through the around the world. So
I've
this
got it.
oh, you've got it. Go on.
Okay, so it's a month-long non-counting. So for all you people who don't like counting, you
Yay.
pick 3 challenges and you do one each week. That doesn't add up. But anyway, work on a whip with snow, a whip
Mhm.
with a Christmas theme, a
Mhm.
whip that reminds you of your childhood Christmases, a
Mhm.
whip that reminds you of a Christmas song,
Mhm.
a whip that has a winter sport,
That's
a,
5.
a whip that represents something you can't wait to do when all the icky slush melts away.
Oh.
So it's a month long, but you do 3 of them.
Yep.
Aren't there 4 weeks in a month?
Sometimes there's 5.
So I would just like to say that while I read them, I had spring to my mind that I
Mhm.
would be doing Come let us adore him, Christ the Lord.
Because there's snowflakes.
And it's a Christmas song
Yes.
and singing Christmas carols and all that sort of stuff. And my childhood Christmas year, my Christmas whip would be those little Christmas trees that I showed you before.
Yes. Yes. So I have a snow globe.
Hmm.
Do I have it here? No, it's not exactly. Oh, I do. Just a second. Hold the phone.
Well, I was going to say, you also have Joy Noel.
I do have Joy Noel. But where is it?
She
It's
has a snow
in
globe.
yes. Here's snow globe. Here's snow globe. Here we go. So it's a little snow globe with little deers, and you can't see it because the writing is so faint. But there's white writing between the border and the snow globe, and it says snow, snow, snow,
Snow.
snow. So there's lots of snow.
And I've got a new start that actually have another new start to do that I'm starting next weekend, hopefully with my friend Michelle at my Real Stitchy meetup.
Ah,
And we are doing a gingerbread house one. And the designer has jumped out of my head at the moment, so sorry about that. But I'll get it right by the time my video comes along.
is it Shannon Christine? She's got
Maybe.
yeah.
I'm not sure. I haven't got it here handy.
Yeah. Oh well, if it's Shannon Christine, let me know because I've got a gingerbread house whip.
Okay.
Well, gingerbread house chart that's not yet started.
Okay.
Hmm. But I also have a gingerbread house chart that I have started, so I could do that. I've got caroling, and
Mm-hmm.
these are all these are all ones that I also have nominated for the next semi-sane
Mm.
one, and our last one for this video,
Yep.
which is the around the world,
Cool. Let's go there.
which is the North Pole. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. So 5,000 stitches on any whip
Or whips.
or whipses.
Yeah, so I
Whipses.
basically just fill up the rest of my, which I need to do tonight because it's the end of the month and I need to find
Yeah,
my 5,000.
for your
Anyway.
previous one, not for around the world North Pole.
Mm.
Yes. So and then there's 1,000 stitches on anything North Pole. If you've got a Santa or a
I
reindeer,
no, but would my gingerbread village be North Pole?
could be.
I think I'd have to say my gingerbread. Mm, let me have a look at winter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, winter, there'd be snow.
Yep.
Um, oh, look, there's coffee.
Coffee. Yeah.
So
Look
I
at
could
that.
do winter from,
Yep.
yep.
Yep. Unfortunately, all my Santas are Antarctic Santas, so they're South Pole.
Hmm.
Hmm. Oh well. Um, I guess that's where Santa goes during the northern summer.
Yeah.
Um, then there's 1,000 on Santa for Christmas.
Oh,
And
you can do your Antarctic Santa because it's Santa.
I could, but I'm going to stitch on a Veronique Enginger, which is caroling, and it's children that are standing around in a snowy scene and they're singing Christmas carols.
Well, it's 1,000 stitches. So I don't even know if I have 1,000 left on either of these. I definitely don't have 1,000 left on those little Christmas trees.
Mm.
So it would either, I think it'd be my nativity.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, all of these can double dip with everything else that we're doing.
Yep. Yep.
And often this is the one I start with in a normal month to plan
Mm.
my focus whips. But
Yeah,
this month's back to front because the other semi-sane event that you haven't mentioned is the whip Wrangler,
that's right.
which is where we had to pick 20 whips and we spin a dice or a wheel every day. Although they started it 2 days early, but I'm not ready to start till the first, so I'll be starting tomorrow.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not quite ready to start yet either. Although I have rolled it and I do know what I've got listed down. Now, the next one is 1,000 stitches in a whip with the number 4.
And it's got to have the number 4 on it.
That's right, the numeral 4. So this would be good for people who have advent calendars.
Mm.
I have one, but it would be a new start, and I've
Over.
run out of starting momentum. So I think it might be one that I let slide.
Well, I'm
I don't
looking.
have
I'm
a
not prepared to give up just yet. Give me a second. Oh, but I think I may have to let it slide unless there's a number 4 in. Is there a number 4 anywhere in our linen threads?
only if you stitched it in as part of a date.
So there could be.
It could be.
If I was to put birth dates of people instead of 50 billion letters for names.
You could do it that way.
Mm,
Mm.
because I was trying to work out what letters I'd put in. So maybe I should put the birth dates of my close family.
You could do that.
Maybe.
It's an option.
It's the only option I have with the limited 20 whips, limited
Mhm.
20 whips I'm doing.
Polar lights. So this is the auroras.
Oh gosh, there's some beautiful, beautiful aurora charts out there.
There are, I don't have a single one of them.
No, but I'm just wondering if
Do you have a Rudolph? Because his nose would light things up at the North Pole.
no,
The
but
stretch.
I'm just thinking that the gingerbread. Oh, it's Doreen Jones.
Oh, okay.
Doreen Jones gingerbread village might do for Northern Lights, and it has big candy canes, and those candy canes are often lit up in
Okay.
movies, so it's worth a try. What's the worst that can happen? I do 1,000 stitches on it and get 1,000 stitches done on it
I know.
because
There,
I'm random and I do all 5, not just 3, so I can afford to lose 2.
yeah. And the last one is an Antarctic animal.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
You made that up.
No,
You did.
I did not. I promise you. Arctic or Antarctic animal.
Okay, so you're looking for a polar
Polar
bear,
bear, a
penguin.
penguin, or a seal.
Well, I mean, we
Albatross.
all know I have.
You've got a polar bear.
No, but I'm not doing that. I've got something.
What about doe deer?
No, better than doe deer. My whale.
Yay!
Yay! Can't say he's not Antarctic or Arctic or whatever.
Yep, they
Yep,
travel. They travel from the poles
exactly.
to the tropics. Yep,
So that's good. And what is your actual animal on your Antarctic Santas? What have you
it's a
got?
seal. The one
A
that I'm
seal.
working on now is a seal.
Oh, perfect. Well, that's pretty cool.
It is.
All
It is
right.
good.
Well, we move, I think, on December the 2nd to the letter Y, by the way.
Oh, why? What have I got? I give you my heart.
Mm,
So it's one that I'm wanting to finish off this year. Um, what else?
a Yule anything would work.
I have no
No,
Yules.
me neither. But I just thought I'd
Um,
try and give a suggestion. I don't think I have anything, but as I said, I've pretty much given up on them because they're too hard.
let
But
me
that's
see. Do I have Y-ish? No.
all right. Well, that's pretty
No.
much spread my 20 whip whammy, whatever they are, whip Wrangler pieces through the
Yeah.
stitching. So now it's just a matter of fitting it in the right week and then trying to make magical stitches with it.
Yes. Well, there we go. It's been a bit of a marathon tonight, hasn't it?
I know you thought it was going to be quick. No,
Yeah,
but
no.
because we did the monthly, so I'm pretty sure this is probably the last homework video for the year
Yes.
because there's really not a lot to talk about now that we've covered the monthly. Crystal's going to be ending up. Um, Magical stitches will still be going, but hopefully it won't need too much explanation. Daily 30 is just doing the tag. So this has been a long one, but it covers you, sets you up. So thank
Yep.
you for joining us on behalf of Sammy and I and all our many guests,
Thank you
joining
so
us for
much,
this journey
Natalie.
of homework videos this year.
Yeah, it's been fun.
And we will catch you next year with who knows what yet. So
Well,
watch
no
this
new
space. No
starts.
new starts. Natalie and I, our focus is no new starts 2021.
Yes,
So that's where you'll find us hanging mostly, and
that's right.
we will catch you then. All
Yes.
right. Well, until we
Thank you.
see you. Bye.
Happy Christmas, everyone.